Hey, what's up? It's your boy Kareem, aka Isha with the Bang, and today I want to talk to y'all. I know y'all seen the title. Today I want to talk to y'all and let y'all know what it's like, or what it was like, what it is like, and what it can be like in the day or living in the life of a struggling content creator. A lot of people may not know who I am, but I play this character called Isha with the Bang. I started 2014, back when it was fairly new, like new. Not that many people was doing it like that I know of. But a few people like Versatile Styles, I think that was his name. Who else I seen? He was like, I don't know. I don't think I seen Eastside Ivo until a little bit later, or I probably did, but probably a little bit later. But Versatile Styles, I think that's his name. That was the first person I seen doing it, and I'm like, oh my God, me and my best friend act like that every single day. I'm like, we reenact movies, we reenact impersonate females or things that we done seen or at the store and all that other stuff. So I'm just like, we do this every single day. Me and my best friend do this every single day. The only thing is, we don't record ourselves, but it's something that we do. It's just like we give each other nicknames, and we just call each other. Like, he called me, he'll be like, what up, Shigay? And I'll be like, nothing, Varasha. He'd be like, child, these kids over here getting on my motherfucking nerves. And I'll be like, child, tell me about it. My baby daddy done left, ain't been home all night. And we just do that type of stuff. That's something that we do. That's why when we do videos together, we feed off each other, because we've been doing this for so long, and we've been best friends since I was in the 3rd grade. He was in the 5th. I think he was in the 5th. I was in the 3rd. But we met then. We met when I was in elementary school. I moved from my hometown to a small place in Florida called DeLand. They call it D-Land, but DeLand. And that's where he's from. So we met because his older brother, was dating my older sister. So by the time I met him, they were together. So when we met, we became inseparable from that moment. We've been friends for about almost 25, 26 years. Best friends, like, that's my brother. Like, that is my brother to the death of me. That is my brother. But we did that every single day all the way up. And then it's crazy because before I get into the story and all that stuff, I got to give y'all the backdrop, because a lot of people don't know this, but we always acted a certain way when it was just us two and not people around, because we didn't want people to know, but we were so comfortable being around each other that we would just like get into character, and we would only do it with us. Like, and then as we got older, of course, I was moved around a lot growing up as a child. So we were separated for a little minute, and then we came back together, and separated and came back together. But I know that he came out at 16. I didn't come out until I was like 19, 20. I didn't come out till I was like 19 or 20 or whatever. Is when I came out. So he was out. So he was in the lifestyle, like living the lifestyle. We wasn't around each other from the moment I went from 7th grade. I didn't see him from 7th grade all the way up until I was 19. Damn. I didn't see him from the time I was in 7th grade up until I was 19. That is insane. I never thought about that. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. But when I did come back around, he was we were grown then. So when we connected, this is crazy because I'm gonna give y'all the whole backdrop, and I'm y'all gonna find out a little bit more about me. But yeah, we came back around each other. I think I was 19. I had to be 19. Yeah, I think I was 19. And okay, so I was trying to get in contact with him when I moved, because by this time I had left my hometown and moved to Daytona, because that's where they had relocated at. Like, they relocated. They've been staying in Daytona for years. So when I left my hometown and moved to Daytona, that's when I was trying to get back in connection with him, to see how we haven't seen each other in years and years and years, and I'm like, I'm back down here. I don't know nobody for real. So yeah, well, I did meet people, but the person that I did know, I think she moved away, which was one of my best friends. She had ended up moving to Alabama, but I ended up seeing her because she was down visiting. And that's how I ended up seeing her before she went back to Alabama. But I was trying to get in contact with him. And so, and I know this has nothing. Well, y'all just bear with me. Please, just bear with me. But I was trying to get in contact with him. And then I finally got in contact with him. So, I moved to Daytona with my sister. My sister was living up. Both of my sisters were still living. They both still was living where he was living at. I moved back home when I left my sister, and I was living with my cousin, my aunt, and playing ping pong, just bouncing back and forth with different people. But I was with my cousin most of my middle school and high school days. So that's who raised me from middle school up to high school. My cousin Tammy, shout out to her. You're a real one, boo. But when I moved back, we ended up getting in contact with each other. I think MySpace was going on back then, so we connected through MySpace, and he ended up coming to my sister's house, and we was just like, we went chilling. He was driving by then. I didn't have a car. He was driving, so we were just chilling and hanging, and then he was like, we started talking, but we never, he did, like, we knew about each other, so we really what's understood didn't have to be explained. So like, we knew about each other, but it was just like, I never fully said anything to anybody about it. You get what I'm saying? Like, the things I did was undercover, basically, and he was out in the open. So I was more of the undercover brother, and he was out in the open. So when we did connect, we talked about it and all that stuff. So then one day, me and my sister was sitting outside of her apartment, and we were just chilling out there, just sitting out there smoking. And she was like, "Have you talked to Deej?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, he came by here the other day, and we was chilling a little bit, cause I think me and him had walked around the park or whatever, and we was catching up." And she was like, "So how do you feel about him being gay or being out?" I don't know if I can say that on here. Sorry, YouTube, I'm sorry. How do you feel about him being? And I was like, I mean, I don't feel no type of way. That's still my best friend. And she was like, "Oh, okay." She was like, so did he ever ask you how, she was like, "Did he ever ask you if you were?" And I was like, oh my God. At that moment, my heart dropped into my pinky toe, because I knew where this conversation was going. So my heart dropped and my chest started beating like really fast and getting tight. So I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "So what did you tell him?" And I'm like, oh my gosh. She was like, "So what did you tell him?" And this is not my older sister, but this is my sister that my sister after my older sister, the one that raised me, that helped raise me, who I always lived with. When I moved, how I met him, I lived with her or whatever. So she was like, so what did you tell him? And I was like, I took a deep breath and I just started crying. And then I was like, I told him, yes, I am. And then I promise you, I kid you not, it was like a weight lifted off of my shoulder. I never felt that feeling before. It was just like, because felt like I was carrying around a refrigerator so many years, and it was just so much of so many insecurities, so many, like, I was just, it was a lot. So I was just like, oh my God. When I said that, I just boo-hoo, I'm talking about boo-hoo crying, like crying. And she was like, you stupid bitch. She was like, you stupid bitch. Why would you hold something like that in? Why wouldn't you tell me first? She was like, I am pissed off. You don't ever hold nothing like that in. That could drive you crazy. She was like, I should have been the first one you told. So she wasn't tripping on the fact that on the fact that I had just came out. She was tripping on the fact of, like, we are close. Like, me and my sister are close. So she's like, I feel like you should have told me that first. She was like, I don't care who don't accept you. Long as me and my kids love you, that's all that matters. I don't care if your mama don't accept you. I don't care if your daddy don't accept you. I don't care if the family don't accept you. She was like, so F the family. Our family already effed up. And she was just like, she was like, you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one in the family that, she was like, it's so many. They ain't gonna be the one to say it. Then she told me this story about one of our family members that blew my mind. And I ain't gonna say it in this story. It might get told later on down the line if y'all stay tuned. But I would have never in a million years thought that this person was, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, and it just changed my whole perspective on stuff, like, oh my God. And she was just like, don't ever hold nothing like that in. She was like, I love you. My kids love you. Don't ever. She was like, I don't care who don't accept you. She was like, you be who you is and you say what you want to say. So that's why I end up, from that moment, from her hearing those words from my sister, was like, it turned me into this whole different type of creature, this whole different type of person, because from that moment on, I've stopped biting my tongue. I started seeing exactly how I feel, what I felt, and didn't care who didn't like it. I was able to be myself unapologetically. I was able to be myself, like, and didn't care who had anything to say. I'm talking about, when I say that weight was lifted off, that weight was lifted off. It was off. It was lifted off. This whole thing should have been my coming out story. That's what this should have been titled, my coming out story. It still might be. I don't know what I'm gonna do to title, but I might incorporate it in there. But yeah, when I tell you I felt so free, I never felt that feeling before. I'm telling y'all, I hated going to school because I was like insecure about people finding out or talking about me or anything. I hated school. I hated to be around people. I did not like people. I'm talking about, that's what created this shyness. And then it was just like, I wanted to do so many things. I was so gifted and talented at certain stuff, but it created this person that was scared to act out or go pursue certain things because I was living a lie. I wasn't living in my true self. So it was just like, you're being somebody that other people want you to be. You're not being the person that you were created to be, or you're not being the person that you truly want to be. Like, I felt like if I would have came out, or this how I feel, if I would have came out while I was in school, I probably would have graduated high school. I didn't graduate high school, but I did go back and get my high school diploma. But I didn't graduate high school. I dropped out. And I probably would have been so much further than I am now. And that's probably a good thing that I told this story before I got to this part, because I love to sing, write music, anything that was entertaining. I loved it. So I wasn't in chorus. I wasn't on no dance teams. I wasn't on anything, because and I love to dance. I love to sing. I love to write music. It was so many things that I loved to do, but I wasn't doing anything. So school was not fun to me. I didn't have fun. I hated school. So when my favorite cousin was, the year she graduated and she was leaving, we like this. The year she left was the year that I left, and I ain't never go back. But later on down, I ended up going back and getting my high school diploma, and it was hard. That's when I was becoming a cosmetologist and all that stuff. But yeah, okay, so back. All right, so fast forward. Yes, I came out. So moving right along. Once I came out, the rest was history. The rest was history. My friend, he showed me the ropes. I will always applaud him and like show him respect on the fact that when I came into this lifestyle, he was there to guide me. He was there to guide me and show me the ropes. This is how we do this. This is how we do that. That's how you do that. You don't do this. And this is what we do. Like, he was just showing, he showed me the fundamentals and the basics of living life as a gay male. So it was just like, okay. And it took me a while to discover and find myself. So I had to go through all these eras, and I'm pretty sure all of us, well, all the ones that go through all these eras of finding yourself. Like, you go through this phase, you go through this phase, you go through this phase, you go through this phase. And yes, I did have a whole phase. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But I really commend him for that, for showing me the ropes. And the rest was history after that. Alright, so fast forward to 2014. After I did all that partying, been in a relationship, moved to Georgia, broke up, was in a domestic relationship, moved back to Florida, and I did some more partying somewhere, you know. I end up going to jail. I ended up going to jail for a DUI or whatever. So I don't know, I forgot what year that was, but I ended up going to jail for that. And then, but it's expunged off my record because I had to put in the work and pay thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for that. So fast forward to 2014 is when I decided to do something with myself. And that's how I came up with creating content. So I came up with creating content, and I didn't start off as Isha with the Bang. I started off as so many characters. I had cliche. But my main character was Tatiana, and it was Thought Nation. My pages was like Thought Nation TV, Thought Nation, and my name was Tatiana. That's who it is. That's Isha, older sister, because when I came up with Isha, I'm like, ooh, Isha and Tatiana could be sisters, and Tatiana could just be the older sister. But yeah, it started out as Tatiana. So, and a lot of people don't know this, even when I did, and I think I was a content creator. I was doing content for like 3 to 4 months. Every single day I was creating content, nothing. And it was nothing. Nothing was hitting, nothing was hitting, nothing was hitting. And I just kept on going because it was new to me, but I was having so much fun during the process. Like, I was enjoying the process, getting up every single day, doing this crazy looking makeup, finding these wig tracks and just creating I'm like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was every day. I was creating something. Didn't know what I was doing. I'm talking about when I look back at some of the old stuff, I just cringe so bad because I didn't know what I was doing, but I kept on going. I kept going. And about 3 to 4 months, I wrote on Facebook. I was on Facebook at this time. I wrote on Facebook, what kind of video, what should I do a video about? I said, what should I do a video about? Baby. And on the comments, the people that were following me at the time, because it was building gradually. Like it wasn't going fast, expeditiously, but it was like gradually building the momentum. So I said, what kind of video should I do for social media? I mean, what kind of videos? Give me some video ideas. I said, give me some topics. I think I said, give me some topics. Or what kind of video would y'all want to see? And people in the comments just was writing stuff. Ooh, you should do this, you should do that. And I wrote the ones that I really liked down. And it was this one video, and I will never forget Diamond Wright. She's the reason behind the club in the girls in the club line video. She said, ooh, do how girls be in the club line. Diamond Wright, she's the real GOAT because she gave me that idea. She gave me that topic. And the thing about me, that's how I create all my videos. All I do is come up with a topic and I cut the camera, I cut the phone on, and I just go. There's no rehearsal. There's no writing down. Everything is off the top of the dome. So when she gave me that, I wrote it down. I did all the videos, and I don't know when I did hers, but when I did her video, I did the video, posted it. It was okay. Everybody laughed, you know, I want to say about two to 3 days later, my phone was lit up. I'm talking about the comment. It was just lit up. Everything was going so crazy. I'm like, I didn't know. I thought something was going on with my phone. I'm like, why can't I do nothing? Because my phone, the notifications just kept popping up. And I'm like, what is going on with my phone? Why is this? And then I realized they told me something. I was with my best friend and we was with our other friend. And they was like, oh, your video, you going viral. Baby, I went on social media and I was looking, and it was like people was coming in. They was laughing. That club line video did so well. That was a classic. That's one of my favorite videos. But Diamond Wright is the girl that gave me that idea. I think she was from Orlando. She gave me that idea. She was like, "Ooh, do how girls act in the club line," and I did it, and that was a hit. And then after that, it was just like boom, boom, boom. I could tell. I don't even know how many videos I created from ever since that time. I had to do over about. I have to have my catalog. Has to be, and I deleted so many videos, but my catalog has to be over. It has to be over like 3,000 videos. It has to be over 3,000 videos in my catalog. And majority of those, like, I appreciate y'all, but that happened. I went viral. Then I started getting asked to do bookings, do photo shoots, promote. So that was starting to do good for me. So I was like, oh yes, this is starting to do good. And then I'm almost done. I'm almost done with this part, because I'm gonna do parts to this, so y'all to get up to date all the way to 2024. But I was in control. Like, I had people, and my thing was Thought Nation tongue out, and everybody would send me their tongue out pictures. Like, that was the thing. I'm talking about, it was jumping. 2014, 2015 was jumping, like for real. And they would send me their pictures tongue out. When I tell you, I had so many people sending me their pictures. I would post everybody's picture. I always stayed in my comments. I always responded, because I like to laugh with the people in the comments. I thought I was funny. These people are funny. And so that went happen. Then I started doing that, and I started like looking at other people. Even though I was doing my thing, I started looking at other people and I started wanting to change my image because I didn't like the way that I was like uncomfortable with being overweight. So I was like, okay, I need to do something. I need to get myself together and da 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 da. Which the stuff I know now, I didn't know then. I made a horrible mistake because I started getting to a place where I was like, let me get my life together. Then I'll come back and do Issue with the Bang, which was the dumbest mistake. I mean, because by that time it was Issue with the Bang. So I was like, that was the dumbest mistake that I could have ever done. Because when I stopped doing videos, like for real, I started working out. So I started working out, getting myself together. So I'm losing a lot of weight. I'm doing all, and I was coming back and I started noticing that I wasn't getting that momentum like I was getting before. Things wasn't going the way like I thought they were going before. So it was a little struggle and it played with my mind. And like I said, I didn't know a lot of things that I know today I didn't know then. So even I could have been monetized on YouTube then, but I didn't even know, like, I even got the notification to get monetized, but I didn't know anything. I was new to this and I didn't have nobody around me that was even into this type of stuff. I was the only one that was into this type of stuff, and it was just like I didn't know a lot. It was a lot of stuff I did not know. So, and I beat myself up about that today, but I'm just like, you know what? You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep going. So just to wrap up this, so from that, it was just like a struggle, but I was doing good on top, and then it'll be up months, down months, up months, down months. And then it's just like life started happening, and life started happening fast, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So it's just like the more, and then I started doing this spiritual walk, and then I was just like letting people get into my ear about, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, God want this for your life, He don't want this for your life. And it's just like, it was a lot. And then I ended up stopped doing videos for like a year or so, or it was up to a year or some months. And then I started getting blocked, and I had to build my page all over again and come back up, and it was bad. It was bad. And then I never was able to get back to that level that I was. So, but I've been persistent throughout the years, kind of, sort of, but then I end up, all right, so I might leave that for another. No, I'm gonna tell you. So when I did stop doing videos, yeah, I'm gonna leave that for another story, because that's gonna tie into the next couple of years of what I'm gonna tell y'all. So this is about 2015, 2016. Yeah. Then I ended up stopped doing videos. Oh, I was still doing videos, and I was working. I went and got a job. So that was like cutting into me being a full-time creator and me working. It was just like me juggling both of those. So it was hard after that. It was just hard to get back on top like that. And then by this time, it was a lot of people coming out doing videos, and so many different videos was going viral and doing all types of things. So yeah, so make sure y'all like this video, make sure you share, make sure you comment, and make sure you subscribe, hit that bell button so you could be notified. But this is part one of day in the life of becoming, no, I'm not gonna say that. Part one of being, I don't know if I'm gonna do being a struggling content creator, or, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll figure out the title once I get there. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. So I will be posting, this is gonna be I'm gonna make this a series, so that y'all will get the backdrop and y'all will understand and see the trials and tribulations that I went through. Okay. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.